All right. YouTube says I'm live. How's everything looking? Too bright. Turn down that light there. Every now and then I make an attempt to do a live video. I don't think I'm very good at it. We got someone watching. Hi, Mario. Hi, Dromino. Okay. I think this is probably only like the second live video I've ever done. Marlo. I'm doing this on my iPhone. It's really small. Torch. I just got done editing Monday's episode. Just trying to build up the motivation to come down and make some kind of other video. I just felt like I should try to attempt like the live thing, just hang out and do like a discussion. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? I was thinking about talking about mods I want to make to the Harley Benton. Is it so bright? It won't let me adjust the brightness of the video. It just looks washed out on my side. How does it look to you guys? Alright, so Harley Benton. Yeah, it looks too bright, right? I'm going to turn down some lights. The lights are too hot. It's still too bright. It's feeling really dark in this room now with all these lights off. It feels really moody and romantic. It almost looks normal now. I know I'm an albino. The kids in elementary school used to call me albino. That was my nickname back then because I was easily the whitest kid around. It was a term of endearment, I think. I don't think they were trying to make fun of me. Still, this guitar is just too washed out. I'm running out of lights I can turn off around here. Jeez, is that what it takes? How many lights? Is it just the camera? I guess it's just the camera. It doesn't like the lights. Turn everything off. I literally have no lights on in the garage now. The only light source is the garage door over there and the door out into the rest of the house. You guys just got a behind the scenes view. Yeah, it must like no lights indoors, I guess. The sun is so powerful. I don't think we give enough credit to how powerful the sun is, that it can apparently completely light up this garage indirectly through two windows that are very far away. So anyways, I've been thinking about doing some serious mods to the Harley Benton. I've got some pickups here I've been thinking about messing with. I've got this old hot rail thing here mounted in an adapter. I've got, this is one I'm really excited about. I've got this Fender wide range, which I think would look just so wild. This giant pickup in the bridge, maybe even tilted in a funny way. Even just flat, it looks pretty cool. I've got, oh, it doesn't have, it's got the shortest little wire coming out of there. I've got this Gretschy guy here. By the way, Grant from Bigger NYC sent me a bunch of these pickups. Some of them my own. Maybe that in the neck. And the wide range in the bridge. What else do I have here? If you see something that jumps out to you, have a crazy idea, let me know. I've got this weird guy. This weird like toaster pickup. I don't even know what it sounds like. but that would look really cool somewhere in this guitar. And what else do I have here? I like to keep all my pickups in these IKEA Tupperwares. To keep them nice and fresh. Oh, this is just like some sort of PAF thing I've got. I'm really gravitating towards putting a humbucker in this guitar. I think it needs the output. I also ordered a Mustang control plate for the control area on this guy. I don't know what I want to do for the actual pick guard. I might cut my own pick guard for it. Or I might go pick guardless and mount the pickups directly into the wood of the guitar and go for like a really like sketchy Mad Max sort of look. I also been thinking about like testing out some goofy like fake relicking techniques on this guitar. Give it a nice patina, give it a bunch of little cracks and dings and stuff like that. Like just throw fistfuls of keys at it. I don't know, it could make a fun video series, like just trying to relic this thing, since that's something I haven't actually ever tried to do. I also, like if I go that way, like completely strip it down. Pickguard made of picks, that would be fun. Trying to read these comments. The phone everything's so small. I want you guys to be iPad. Put a P90 in it. I do have, I think I have a, here it is. I've got a humbucker spaced P90 thing here. These are all pickups that I just got in a big box from Grant from Big Ear NYC. I don't know anything about them. I've never plugged them into anything. I don't know what they sound like. It's so dark in here I can't read the writing on the back of this. Vintage Vibe something. VintageVibeGuitars.com. Interesting. I don't know anything about this guy. I'm not going to set anything on fire in my garage. I mean, I could go get a torch. Should I go get a torch? I'm going to go get a torch just to get this over with. I'm back. I've got a torch. Let's see if I can get it to light. Oh, there we go. I'm torching in the garage. What should I torch? This is serious business. Should I torch the guitar? I mean, you're the one asking for this all the time, for me to torch something. I've got the torch. I've got the guitar. This is real fire right here, right now. I can turn it up and down, I think. Down, up. Don't do it? This is more fun than I was expecting to have. Torch the Mahar. This is dangerous. I'm waving a torch around in the garage. Around a lot of wood. All right, where should I torch the Mahar? You got to pick a spot. Send you the guitar before I torch it? How does that work? Are you gonna send it back and then I torch it after? I don't know. All right, I'm gonna torch something. I think I'll just start on the back here. There we go. I torched something. I torched the Mahar. It stinks. I actually already got a ding in this guitar, so it's not like I, feel, married to the finish, saying pristine or anything like that. I dropped this on the floor at Sean Pierce Johnson's house for his Christmas special by accident, and the paint just flaked off like an onion skin. It's nice and crispy on the back now. It's got that burnt plastic smell. I was a little afraid it would take off and not stop burning when I let go of the torch and there was still a little poof of flame there. This could have been the last day for 60 Cycle Hum if I burned my house down. This is why I don't go live, guys. You make me do dumb stuff. Anything else I should do with the Mahar? No one gets to ask me to torch anything ever again. I've done it. I've proved myself. I've torched something. I'm not saying I won't torch things. It's sparkly. It's this really weird sparkle on top of the flat red finish. A really weird guitar. I did a video on this. You should go watch it if you haven't. This is a guitar that sells for like $30-something. Torch my beard? Jeez. I don't want to go to the hospital today. I do have a guitar box I could open. This is for an interesting demo I'm going to be doing for Gun Street Wiring Shop. This isn't the demo isn't for the guitar. The demo's for a wiring harness that they've got in there, and they want to have clips to demonstrate what the different settings sound like. I need a blade to open this thing. Be right back. All right, it's blading time. I think this is going to be a pretty nice guitar in here. I've never We going again? The phone disconnected. That's another reason why I don't like to do live stuff, is that the internet always seems spotty no matter where I am when I try to do this. Yes, we're back. I got 48 people watching. Hi, all 48 of you. Wow, this is packed really well. Lots of packing material in here. Alice thinks she's the only girl here. I have a feeling that's not true. I'm gonna have to stand up to do this. I'm getting a pile of packing material here. Jeez, this packing job is over the top. Man, it still stinks like burning guitar in here. Why do I listen to you guys? Why did I torch the Mahar? All right, I got a Gibson case here. Let's open it up. Make sure I've got all the latches open. Oh, I was looking for it, I didn't see it. I always miss the back latch. Makes me feel stupid. Oh, he just went crazy with the packing. The guitar itself is bubble wrapped in here. I hope he doesn't expect me to match this level of packing when I return it, because I am not that particular about things. It's good that he is. This is his personal guitar, I'm assuming. And if I'm going to play this thing, I'm going to have to remove the stuff eventually, no matter what. No extras in the case here. All right, let's take a look at this thing. It's this black Les Paul. Strings are loose, of course, for shipping. Interesting hardware choices here, mixing gold and chrome. I like it. It's a cool look. So this apparently has Jimmy Page wiring. There are push-pulls on every pot. Oh, interesting. He's got gold screws on one each on each pickup here. I wonder what that's all about. This is a well-loved guitar. I think this has got to be his personal guitar. Contrasting color on the back plates here. I'm looking forward to checking this thing out. Hey Ryan, I need your opinion. Should I buy the model of guitar from Bill and Ted? Which guitar is that? I'm remembering a bunch of guitars from Bill and Ted. Are we talking Bogus Journey, or are we talking Excellent Adventure? In Excellent Adventure, Rufus gives him those headless ones at the end. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, you guys are going quick. I can't keep up. It's not heavy. The guitar from the future. Yeah, you should buy those. You should get those Bill and Ted Future guitars. This is actually not a heavy Les Paul. It feels pretty dang light. I would be surprised if it was heavier than the Harley Benton here. I think it's about the same as the Harley Benton TE90. I think it's the model number. This is a lighter example of a Les Paul. That's interesting that it is so light. I wish I could see the comments up longer. If I press this, can I see them? All messages are visible. There we go. Video is out of focus? There's no way I can fix that. Maybe the camera is blurry or something. I doubt that fixed it. It's just, I'm in low light. It's an iPhone forward facing. It might be chambered. Yeah, you need to have a Harley Benton in your house just for security, really. I mean, you might need to stab a robber in the face over and over again with a 8-string. You know what I'm talking about. The one I just reviewed? You want the Harley Benton I just reviewed, or are you talking about the Telesal one? My brother is renting a house next door that has a pool. I should go throw this in the pool. I don't know. I don't know if it's chambered. It doesn't sound chambered. I think it's just a lighter piece of wood. Waiting for the next question to come in for me to address. Is that how I should do this? Should I just address questions the whole time? I feel like I've run out of my own stuff to talk about. Oh yeah, the offset. I needed somewhere safe to put this before I put it down. Yeah, it deserves to be on the wall. I'm not going to put this on the floor. Where is the Steve? Where's the Steve? Steve is probably at work right now. Steve has a real job. I sit at home working on videos and dumb stuff all day. Have I ever thought about doing a guitar kit build? I want to do one super bad. I get feeling guilty every time I'm looking at them because I already have too many guitars around here. And it's just hard for me to justify getting another guitar and that I have to put together, when in reality I just need to suck it up and do it because I'm going to get guitars around here no matter what, just because. So yeah, I've been looking at some of the kits that Harley Benton has, just because I know I can get them pretty easily. Whose Gibson is that? That is Sean's from Gun Street Wiring Shop. It's loaded with his Jimmy Page wiring set, and I'm going to do a demo of it soon. So yeah, I want to do a kit build. I also have had in my mind for a long time this BC Rich kind of build concept where I get like a really cheap BC Rich with like a Strat trem in it, and then do everything I can to mod it in the direction of being like a surf guitar, single coils, maybe lipsticks, you know, some sort of like pearloid pickguard on like a Seafoam refin or something like that. But then again, it's another thing where I feel guilty about getting yet another guitar, yet another project when I already have so much around here. Yeah, exactly. A Warlock is exactly the model that I've had my eye on. I actually made an offer for one that was on Craigslist months back, and the guy just couldn't get his stuff together to actually set up a time for us to meet. But I've been looking for something like sub $150, and they're out there. It's hard to get people on Craigslist to follow through sometimes, and like I said, I've got that guilt. Donate it to Guitars for Vets. I don't know anything about that. Email us a link to that or message it to me on Facebook, or post a link in the comments. Yeah, post a link in the comments for Guitars for Vets. I'll seriously look it up because that sounds great. I got a low-end Mockingbird after upgrading the pickups. It sounds great. Yeah, I bet. One of the reasons I want to do the surfy BC Rich guitar is because anytime you take one of those hi Iggy, one of those like cheap metal shreddy guitars, like at their core, at their basis, you've got a really great playing guitar because it was trying really hard to be a shredder. And even if it doesn't pull it off, at least it lands somewhere in the middle and is, you know, kind of a fast player compared to something that maybe wasn't trying to be a shredder. So like you can buy a $200, $150 used like old shred guitar and get a really playable neck out of it. And then you just upgrade pickups, make it whatever you want it to be. You know, who cares about tone wood? It's a cheap project guitar, but you've got a playable guitar out of it. I feel bad that all these questions are going by so quick. I can't handle them all. You modded as a rockabilly guitar. That's cool. Now when I'm not talking, there's no comments. If this works out, should Steve and I do one of these sessions together? Like one day, instead of doing a regular podcast, just do a live podcast? I'm alive. Anytime I watch one of these things, especially after the fact, I feel like it's dumb because you're seeing someone react to comments and you have no idea what they're reacting to. Have I checked out Duesenberg? Yeah, I've played a few Duecies. They're fun. I get it. I like the way they feel. In the grand scheme of things, like I think when they first came out, people were shocked by the price point, but in the grand scheme of things, I think we're all more aware of, at least I am more aware of lots of guitars that cost more than that, and guitars that cost the same as that and provide less quality. I don't know. I feel like Duesenbergs were kind of controversial when they first started really picking up steam online, but now it's just like, oh yeah, Duesenbergs, they're cool. I like their bridges. I mean their trims. I wouldn't mind having a Deucey trim on some guitar. Maybe not a Duesenberg, but maybe something else. What should you do to your Epiphone Les Pauls? Play them. I don't know. That's such an old man answer. Go grab your dinner. Okay, I'll try not to burn my house down. I need to figure out how to make that the shot of me torching that guitar the cover photo for this video. What happened to the Danelectro mod project? Are you talking about the Danelectro 59XT that I had around here? I'm assuming you are. I don't have any other Danelectros around here. I got that thing. I messed around with it a bunch. I don't know. It always felt weird to try to use it on the channel because the pickups were kind of like not really appropriate sounding for most demo use. So there weren't really a lot of opportunities for me to use it as a demo guitar. I felt anyways. It's currently on loan to a friend who was Danelectro curious, so he's been messing around with it. I'm sure it'll come home at some point here. Someone asked how many guitars I have. I was thinking about that the other day, and about the fact that I don't actually know how many guitars I have around here because there's so many that I don't count anymore. I can count how many in the garage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21 guitars in the garage right now. There are 2 out there. So 23. And I think I've got 3 or 4 upstairs. So I'm in the 20s. It's more guitars than I think I should have. Have I tried any Reverend guitars? I have. I've never owned one, but I've tried them at NAMM. I've tried them in shops and stuff like that. Good build quality on them. Really comfortable players. Cool concepts. Never been super huge into the look of any of them personally, but that's all personal preference. I think they look good on other people. Am I still going to mod the Squier Contemporary Telecaster? I want to. I really want to. I want to put... I've been talking to Sean from Gun Street about this. This has been a Gun Street heavy live stream here. I've been talking to him about it, and what I want is I want to put a third humbucker in the middle here and just max it out with humbuckers. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a single push-pull, probably on the tone or volume, to coil split all of them at the same time. And then I'll just have a 3-way switch that's literally just one pickup at a time. So that's the mod I want to do to this thing. As you can see right now, I've got a broken string on it. I need to remedy that. I figure I'll wait until I'm ready to route out the pick guard to throw that humbucker in there. I've got this Seymour Duncan that I'll probably stick in the bridge and move this guy up into the middle position. I really like this guitar. It's such a great player. I feel bad that it's taken me such a long time to actually get around to modding it. Every time I say I'm going to mod something, it takes way longer than I want it to. I'm trying to move forward on the Harley Benton just because it gets lots of clicks. And I like those clicks. What do I think of the Ibanez something something something? I don't know. I don't have their model numbers memorized. I have a made in Mexico HH Telly with coil tap. It's been my #1 for gigging for a few years. Mexican Fenders are great. They're workhorses. How long should I go on this? We're at half an hour. Wasn't expecting to go so long. Hey Ryan, should I get a Les Paul Jr. and install a Charlie Christensen pickup like John Lennon's guitar? Sure, do it. You have my permission. Ever try that Line 6 Tone Core reverb pedal? Years and years and years ago, I had one of those. I don't remember it well enough to feel like I have an opinion of it anymore. My main memory is that the box for it was super super heavy. It was just made out of lead, the heaviest single space pedal I've ever picked up in my entire life. I don't miss it just because of that. Thought the tone core stuff was interesting, but that fact alone keeps me from trying them ever again. Have I tried the Fender pedals? The new ones, I'm assuming. I tried them, the original run at NAMM a year ago, and did video coverage of them. Didn't get a ton of like traction on those, so I haven't thought about them much since. I've been kind of bummed out about the pricing of them. Some of them are like pushing into like Strymon pricing. And I don't know if they warrant that. They have stuff like the Pugilist distortion, which I think is a really good bang for the buck. I think that thing's like 99 bucks or whatever, but then other pedals from them are like 250 or something. Kind of pricey. And I did try out the new Treverb at the last NAMM just to check out the 63 setting, and it didn't sound good in person. So I don't know if it was a prototype. I haven't seen any other demos or recordings of it yet. If it comes out and people are showing it sounding the way I think it should sound, then I might get one and check it out. Something about a Chinese company called Tens. How's the Pure Salem? I'm thinking about saving for a Super Creep. I really like the Pure Salem. I'll grab it right now. I've actually been really surprised how much people have reacted to this guitar. This is a guitar model that I had my eye on for years and years and years now, predating doing the podcast or the videos or anything like that. It's just my style. Just this body shape, I love it. The feel of it kind of leans into its vintage appearance, but then modern playability. But then there's still a little bit of like this like flat vintage fret sort of thing going on. So if you're expecting like a fully modern guitar when you shop for one of these, don't. It's gonna feel kind of funky, kind of old, but it's still gonna, like, the fret edges are plenty smooth enough. It's a completely playable guitar. It just has a really unique feel. Sounds great. Decent sounding pickups. Surprisingly comfortable guitar for how weird it looks. It's not neck heavy at all. That's the front strap peg I'm hanging from there. You can see it's actually neck light. That's a good balance. I have missed a ton of questions here now. It's answering questions about a guitar that I like. Best bang for the buck. Any recommendations for a cool looking 60s odd guitar Tisco type of thing that you can actually play? That's tough. I would start with, like, I'd just skip like the Japanese stuff and go straight to like exploring not Tisco's, airlines, like vintage airlines and stuff like that. A lot of the Japanese import stuff was just not stable, and like even like old Gaia-tone stuff and things like that. I don't know, beyond buying something to be a wall hanger decoration, I haven't had a good experience yet with like vintage Japanese imports. Hey Sean. I just unboxed that thing a good 20 minutes ago. Eastwood does make a high flyer copy. I haven't gotten to check one of those out in person yet. Sitting here quiet and stupid, just waiting for a question to come in. Yeah, Eastwoods are super fun. I've been really pleasantly surprised by both the airlines I've had in, and every time I get to pick up an Eastwood in a shop or something like that, I'm like, these are fun guitars. I'm really loving the the stuff that's getting made in Korea these days at a price level where it hits the US around like this, like $700 to like $1,100 sort of range. They're just making really fun playable guitars at that range. How close does your Eastwood 3-piece sound to an original Airline? I don't know. I've never had an original Airline. My understanding is that those Reza glass guitars can be like kind of funky and need a lot of love every now and then. I mean, I like the Airline. I keep it around. I've got the other one up in my office right now. What about the DoD Carcosa? Yeah, the Electric Banana. Eastwood is gonna take a stab at this Yamaha style thing, which is just this funky shape. I've always wanted one of the SGV 300s from Yamaha, and it's kind of in that territory. I always get a little bummed out when Eastwood like does versions of things like that because I know it's not going to have the original bridge hardware. And the original bridge and like trem hardware on those guitars was just so cool. And it's just a little bit bummer. I mean, even though like an offsetty, you know, Jazzmaster style trim will be fun on the reissue, it won't be the original. But, you know, it'll be cool. I'm looking forward to seeing the finished product. I have not tried the Perseus yet by Catalan Bread. Man, so many questions. I should have done a live thing a lot longer ago. Maybe I should make a regular thing of this. What do I think of the Gibson Modern? I've always wanted one. That like funky shape is my style. That's probably, you know, the Gibson for me. I really liked the, this is funny, but I really liked the Zakk Wylde treatment that they did on one years and years ago. I just wish it wasn't associated with Zakk Wylde. Not because I don't like Zakk Wylde. It's not that I don't like him. It's just I don't actively like him. But I like his aesthetic that he has on that guitar. I can read it, Eric. I can read your words. I'd be interested in an Eastwood Modern. That'd be fun. I bet they do a fun spin on that. I also might need a compressor. Are they necessary? No, you don't need anything. You don't need a compressor. I got by most of my life without a compressor. But if you're trying to hit certain sounds, they can help. They're fun to use as a gain boost before your overdrives and stuff like that. They're fun to just get more sustain if you need to sing your notes out a bit longer. But if you don't need any of those things, you don't need a compressor. Bands you want to recommend? The Mummies. I just sent a link to someone for the Mummies earlier today. How about micro amp on bedroom volume? I don't understand the question. Micro amp the pedal or like a miniature amp? I watch Steve from Boston from time to time, by the way. And I had a really great time hanging out with Steve. Like we became kind of like hangout buddies for breakfast at Toman for Toman Gearhead University. So someone asked about Steve and I just wonder why. It doesn't matter. Steve is cool. And now the question stopped. It's funny that once I stop talking, then the questions stop coming in. How long do people who do these live videos usually go? Do they go an hour? I never stick around for the full thing, like when Glenn does it or you know someone else does it. You bet. Eric says thanks for all the time you take answering questions. I'm sorry I can't address most of them as they come in here on this live thing, but I really pride myself on trying to answer as many comments as I can over Facebook comments. Steve goes for 3 hours? Holy hell, that's too long, Steve. Jeez, I don't know if my battery will last that long. Oh, okay, yeah, you meant I answered all the questions of the reviews. What's my opinion on just like making noise, getting weird on a guitar? Do it. Have fun. Just dick around with delay pedals and wahs and ring modulators and stuff. Like annoy your neighbors. Have fun. Guitar. I mean, I think like here's my thought process. A lot of these channels, uh, like the YouTube guitar channels, are trying to be as professional as they can to be like, oh, I'm the best guitarist I can be, and I'm like a session player. I play in a cover band or whatever. And I really try to lean into representing like the hobby player, the person that's in their bedroom just dicking around and curious about sounds and not so concerned about playing perfect or something like that. So those people are my people, the people who just like mess around with feedback for hours at a time. Which guitar YouTubers do I love or hate? I I wouldn't want to lean into saying who I hate. I love a lot of these guys. We actually all like talk behind the scenes. The vast majority of us. We have a secret Facebook group where a lot of the guitar YouTubers hang out, and we all make jokes and share screen grabs of the ridiculous comments we get and stuff like that. The only one I can say that I'm even close to hating is Steve Terryberry, and you guys can tell him that. And it's not hate. It's just like I watch him and I feel like I'm watching that kid that I went to high school with that everyone thought was funny and he thought he was funny, and really all he was doing was like bad Jim Carrey impressions from recent movies. Like it's one thing to do Jim Carrey impressions now, but like back then it was so pervasive, and it's like that's what I feel like I'm getting from Steve Terryberry. But that guy gets clicks. He gets a lot of clicks, and I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't a little bit jealous and didn't every now and then look in the mirror and go, like, see if I can make the face that makes him so many clicks. I hope he's making good money doing what he's doing, because if he's not making good money doing what he's doing, he needs to stop. There's something about that reaches an audience. I don't know. Thinking about getting a classic creep, I have a Reverend and see Pure Sound. Compared to them often, do you know if they are similar quality wise? They are. It's that same kind of, I was talking about it earlier, that same kind of like hitting almost like $1,000 like Korean import kind of feel. It's almost like a style of guitar at this point is the $1,000 Korean import. And I feel like Pure Salem really like hits that same feel. I think they might actually be made in the same factory as Reverend. I'm remembering that vaguely, which explains a few things. You hate that pedal show? How can you hate that pedal show? The thing that like makes me jealous about that pedal show is that they're just so relaxed and kind of have this slow, quiet humor to them. And I feel so like high energy most of the time. And when Steve and I are podcasting, it's just like, where's the next joke? Where's the next thing? And I sit and I watch Dan and Mick, and I'm just like, how do they have an audience that will sit here through like this like slow relaxed thing for a full hour? But maybe that's the key. Maybe that's their niche, is people who just want to like chill out and just like it, if you watch stuff like that, if you watch like our podcast, if you watch their show, watch other shows, it's because you're probably feeling like this friendship connection with them, and maybe that's what it is. It's like you feel this connection to someone who's your speed. Dan and Mick set the bar for a lot of us. They do. Like, I would love to have their audience. Montreal Simply CT5, yeah or nah? I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Electronic cigarette equals electronic cancer. All right, sure. Sounds like a band name or an album name. Dave's World of Fun Stuff. I've heard of that one. I don't know if I've ever checked it out. What is my biggest guitar buying regret? Oh man, I bought an acoustic guitar uh, like 15 years ago from a local shop. This was before I was shopping online, and like there were ways to like really compare things and figure out what was what. And I spent just way too much money on it. I forget what I spent, but I overpaid probably like $200 or $300. I still have the guitar and it's fine. I don't really care about acoustic guitars, so it's fine. Like that cost is so far in the past, but every now and then I think about what I paid and I cringe a little bit. Sponge boobs. I have no idea what you guys are talking about now. You should also have a moderator for lives just in case an a-hole jumps in. That's probably not a bad idea. I mean, next time I think about doing this, I could probably warn Steve and have him on the comment side of things. But I don't know. Like, I get a big kick out of the trolls. I get a big kick out of people doing inappropriate stuff and then me having the opportunity to screen grab and share it with people elsewhere and then delete that person if I really need to. And you guys are ripping with the comments right now. Are we back? My phone had to reconnect. Dan and Mick can outplay most of YouTube. That is no frickin' joke. They are ridiculous. When I went to Tom and Gearhead University, I had a day where it was like in the middle of the week, and we went out and we had dinner at this nice place that had a stage set up, and everyone took over the stage, and Dan and Mick took over and were playing, and Jay Leonard J was playing, and a bunch of other people were playing, and I sat there and watched, kind of drunk, kind of intoxicated on German beer, and had a little bit of like an imposter syndrome meltdown where it's just like, why am I here? Why did they, like, who am I fooling? Like, all these people can play like monsters, and I'm very amateurish in my playing. I'm very run-of-the-mill, and watching Dan and Nick play and Jake Leonard J like share the stage with them and stuff, like, it wrecked me like for the whole night. And then I went and slept it off. I woke up the next day and I felt like I deserve to be here. I'm an entertainer. I have my own thing. But every now and then, like, you know, people make fun of me and they make comments towards me all day, every day on YouTube, like picking little things that I do, not perfect and amateurish and stuff like that. And the vast majority of the time, I'm entertained by that and I roll with the punches and I have a great time addressing those sorts of comments. But then every now and then you have a dark day. You have a day where you're like, man, I really do suck. But I always pull out of that pretty damn quick. I'm not trying to make a case for me being, you know, depressed or something like that. I'm not. And you know, honestly, those guys should be good. There's people who do YouTube videos and demos and stuff like that, should be good at guitar. I should definitely remain the worst guitarist in this YouTube scene. Everyone else should be better. Except for the Shy Boys. As long as I'm better than the Shy Boys, then I'm happy. What is a soci? I'm getting multiple texts and messages from people outside of this YouTube stream right now. It's easy to make comments. It's hard to play in public. Ain't that the truth? I got a lot of comments on, I keep talking about the Gearhead University thing, but I got a lot of comments on those videos for my playing just because I was keeping this ridiculous schedule where we'd only have like an hour to shoot in each room. And it's like, if I've got an hour, I'm going to bust out 4 guitar videos in that hour, 15 minutes each. I'm going to try to maximize my time here. And so a lot of stuff I was playing was off the cuff, just whatever came to me in the moment. When I do demos here at home in the garage, I'll often spend 3 hours playing to get the 2 minutes that make the intro and the outro. And then I'll retake the demo portion easily 10 to 20 times to get playing that I'm happy with. Like, it's not just the playing either. It's like the scripting and the talking and stuff. Is Sean here? Did he comment? Hi, Sean, if you're here. Asterix and Obelix suck. I don't know. Are those people? Do I have a number one guitar I play the most? Hey, Sean. I don't have a guitar I'd say I'd play the most. I can say, like, for live stuff I do, the Hallmark back there is my number one guitar for my surf band. That is undisputable. For church playing, I jump all over the place. But if I had to pick, I'd go between the Titan by Cower up there and the Jennings Navigator. And then I jump into weird stuff like the Creep here and the Airline and stuff like that. So there is a hierarchy, but I don't have a guitar where I'm like, yeah, this is my absolute favorite. You guys are having your own adventure in the comments. Yeah, the Navigator is it's just a great guitar. Like, really, the Titan and the Navigator are the two guitars where I feel like they're just like ringing a bell. Like, just this effortless, like, just ringing a bell. That's how it feels to play the guitar. Like, the notes just like fly out of there. What are my top 3 spring reverbs? Obviously, the Fender Tank first. Are we talking about pedals or actual springs? Because I think I can only think of actual 3 actual spring units. But for my main uses right now, the Fender unit obviously is top dog. It's the reference for everything. I've been using the True Spring and the Oceans 11 for almost everything live these days, just because they're so convenient. I still have the Anasounds that I need to mess around with live, and I've got. I'll show you guys a little secret. I've got a pedal right here that's a new springy reverb sounding thing. I'm not going to reveal what it is, but a demo for this coming someday soon. It's pretty cool. No big deal. Am I into punk at all? When I play, I often have like a punk sort of thing going on. Punk was the predominant thing around with my friends when I was a teenager, so it's just always going to be a lifelong influence on me. When I choose to listen to punk, it's pretty old school stuff, you know, like 70s and 80s. And I'm not really discriminate. Like, I don't sit down and go like, oh, this is my favorite punk band. Punk is one of those things where I really enjoy it live, but I don't typically seek out recordings for most of it. So that's just kind of how I feel about it. Just picked up on Ocean's 11, but I kind of want that True Spring you picked up a while back. They both have their strengths and weaknesses. The Ocean's 11 is fantastic, coming from a company that tries to appeal to such a mass market. I still really can't believe that Electro Harmonix was able to nail the spring sound so completely with it. And then the True Spring like does a really great job of making this lush, like modern sounding version of a drippy reverb with tons and tons of like tweakable options for modern players. I like to stack them. I like to stack them live. Like, fun things happen when you stack those drippy reverbs. And they bring different things to the table. You get a lot of like warmth and smoothness from the True Spring, and then the Ocean's 11 just does that trashy, drippy, bright sort of thing. What are you guys talking about in here? I feel like I'm going to cut this off at an hour. I don't really need to go longer than an hour, do I? You think the True Spring is $100 too much? Sure. Whatever you want to think about it. I mean, stuff is expensive. There's definitely more expensive options out there, and there's cheaper options too. Anasound's reverbs suck. That's what Iggy Tommy says. I think you get what you put into it. I like it. I like the Anasounds reverb, the Element, a lot better with the same tank used in a Fender reverb unit. I think that brings it out a little bit better. But I really like having the little spring tank to crash around. So I don't know. Iggy Tommy says Anasound sucks. So I think he just thinks they suck in general. It's fine. I don't like stuff. No one has to like everything. I don't want to pretend that everyone has to like everything. The thing I always say that loving something, you don't really love something until you hate parts of it. Like you don't love music if there's not music that you hate. You don't love pedals unless there's pedals that you hate. Like if you have strong enough feelings about a genre of things to love them, then there's going to be things within that genre of things that you hate as well. Ever own a Floyd Rose? I do. I own a Floyd Rose right now. I've got the Harley Benton Fusion that has a real Floyd Rose on it. I'm still surprised that it comes with a real Floyd Rose. Hi, Alice is sad. Does your surf rock band have a Spotify? I don't know. I don't mess around with Spotify. I know we're on most things. We're probably on there. There's a spider on my shoulder? I wish. And I could eat it right now instead of having to wait till I fall asleep. Spiders suck. All right. Are we talking about the amps now? So you guys keep talking about Kate Bush. What's going on with Kate Bush? How does one get a surf rock band together? It took me 2 years of Craigslisting to get guys together for my surf rock band. And then I don't appreciate them enough. We don't play enough, honestly. If your wife never wanted to kill you, she never really loved you. That's probably true. Kate Bush is good. Yeah, sure. Talk about Kate Bush. I'm just wondering why you're talking about Kate Bush. You guys are really on your own adventure over here in the comment section on this Kate Bush stuff. Tell about Fender Starcaster reissue. Am I a tenor or baritone singer? I don't know. Should I try to sing right now? I'm not going to try to sing right now. That's what happens to live stream comments, man. Yeah, Sean must know. They go out on their own. So here's my question now. We're basically at an hour. Should I do this again? Apparently, I've got strong enough internet in the garage now that I can do an hour with only a couple restarts. Should I do this with Steve? Should we be sitting together discussing stuff? Or should I just, like, once a week come down here and do a live thing? Just interact with you people live. Please do it again. Do it again. Yeah, lives are fun. It sounds like, I mean, this whole time there's been 40, 50 people in here. You know what? It's always about the clicks for me. We'll see what kind of traffic this gets after it being live before I decide if I'm going to be motivated to do this again regularly. Not really fussy on whether it's just you or not. Oh, okay. I understand. I didn't understand it as I was reading it, but then once I was done, I understood. Jump on one of yours sometimes. Haven't I watched some of your videos? I feel like I've watched some of your live videos, Sean. I always feel bad because I don't have a ton of time, though, to like indulge myself in other people's videos and content anymore, especially podcasts. I used to listen to podcasts all the time, and now there's all these guitar podcasts with people who, you know, were listeners of ours or still listeners of ours and went and started their own podcast. And I wish I had time to listen to them all. I wish I had time to watch everyone's videos. Oh, just come on and we can hang. Okay, yeah, let's do a live stream together. I can come up to you. You can come down to me. Maybe there's a way we can do picture in picture. I don't know. But still, like, I feel bad that, like, I can't watch everyone's stuff and listen to everyone's stuff because I know a lot of these people in person now, and it's like I feel like they're my friends. I feel bad when I'm not up on everybody's stuff. Clone yourself. I wish. Jeez. I wish there were... I could clone myself every time I come up with a new dumb hobby that I end up turning into a revenue stream somehow. I wish there was a family Ryan who could just hang out with my family all day. I wish there was a 60 cycle hum Ryan. 2 of those actually. 1 to be on camera and 1 to edit all the time and do all the work. I wish there was a graphic design Ryan. I wish there was a commercial video services Ryan. I wish there was a Ryan who could spend all day at the beach every day just surfing. I wish there was a Ryan that could cook all day. Every time I got a new thing, I wish that that's all I could do. All right, well, you guys are having fun. I'm going to log off. I've got other stuff to get done. This has been pretty fun. So, yeah, I'll go check to see how this content figured out. I need to figure out the lighting in here because the camera was just so blown out. Maybe I need to figure out like an iPad rig and the iPad camera will be better or something like that. But anyways, thanks for watching. You know the whole thing I'm about to say. Like, subscribe, dislike, leave me rude nasty comments. Support us on Patreon. Stay grounded. Bye, everybody.